morning, Birmingham. Today is April 5th, 2022. I call to order the regular council meeting of the Birmingham City Council. We'll have our invocation and pledge of allegiance by Councilor Clinton Woods. If you'll please stand and join us, thank you.
Bow your heads this morning. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we just come before you humbly this morning. We just come before you and ask for wisdom and guidance, Lord, as we continue to try to do what we can to lead, Lord. We just ask that you watch out for the citizens of Birmingham, Lord. Continue to touch and change hearts, Lord, in this city. Allow people to just have a spirit of love and togetherness, Lord, as we continue to fight and improve on issues that we see here, Lord. Just continue to keep your arms wrapped around us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
The flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. Good morning, Mr. Clerk.
Good morning.
If you'll call the roll, please. Thank you.
Councilmember Abbott.
Present.
Councilmember Clark.
Present.
Councilmember Moore.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Councilmember O'Quinn. Good morning. Good morning, Councilmember Tate.
Good morning.
Councilmember Williams. Councilmember Woods.
Present.
Council President Pro Tem Smitherman.
Good morning.
Good morning, Council President Alexander.
Good morning. Thank you very much. Councilors, I'd like to ask for a motion and second to approve the minutes from the previous meetings of November 9th, 2021 and November 16th, 2021.
So moved. Second.
All right, voting should be open. How would you like to vote, Councilmember Moore?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. That vote should be up.
Thank you very much. Those minutes from November 9th and November 16th, 2021 are approved. The minutes are not ready for November 23rd, 2021 through March 29th, 2022. Good morning, Mr. Mayor.
Good morning, Madam President. See, this mic doesn't like to pick up, so I need to bring it closer. Good morning to you, and good morning to the entire council. It's good to see you all.
Good morning.
Madam President and Council, I have three quick presentations, but before I do those, I do want to acknowledge Jackie Robinson Day. Baseball legend Jackie Robinson, I think we all know, is an American hero. And in honor of his legacy, the Negro Southern League Museum is celebrating Robinson and former Negro League players with the Street Festival this Saturday, April 9th. Festival will include children's activities, stage performances, a chance to meet former players, fitness events, food trucks, and vendors. This is a free event. Again, this event is free, and it is from 12 noon to 3 p.m. at the museum, which is located at 120 16th Street South, again at the Negro League Museum. Come on up, my friend, and anybody else you wanted to come up with you as well. As you know, everybody, this is, if you don't know, this is Library Week. And I think you all should know that, well, you should know, Madam Executive Director, the 10 of us love books. We believe they power, educate, as well as inspire. And so today I'm proud to join the Birmingham Public Library in celebrating National Library Week with a special proclamation. Here with us today is Janine Langston, Executive Director for the Birmingham Public Library. And so I'm going to just read this in part because we've got a few more presentations and then pass the mic to you. It states, whereas libraries play a pivotal role in times of crisis, creating opportunities that connect patrons with their communities, supporting education, self-help, and lifelong learning. And whereas libraries, librarians, and library workers and supporters across America are celebrating National Library Week and National Library Workers Day on April 5th, 2022. Now, therefore, I, Randall L. Woodfin, Mayor of the City of Birmingham, along with the Birmingham City Council, do hereby proclaim the week of April 3rd through the 9th, 2022 as National Library Week in Birmingham, and encourage citizens throughout the city of Birmingham to please visit their local public libraries this week to take advantage of the wonderful library resources available, and thank their librarians and library workers for making information accessible to all who walk through the library doors. I pass this mic to you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We appreciate the proclamation so much. The theme for National Library Week is Connect with Your Library. Libraries are places where communities connect to bring things like broadband computers, programs, classes, books, movies, music, video games, and more. But most importantly, libraries connect us to each other. It's a place where people come to meet, to form communities. Today is National Library Workers' Day, and I want to recognize the valuable contributions made by all BPL team members. It takes all of us working together to provide the excellent service we do. Tomorrow is National Library Outreach Day, and BPL team members continue to look for opportunities to meet patrons where they are. Over the next 90 days, we will be presenting over 40 outreach programs to local schools, community centers, nursing homes, senior citizen centers. So we are out on the road meeting people where they are through outreach. Thursday is Take Action for Library Day, and we will be celebrating with a novel tasting, an evening benefiting the Birmingham Public Library. Proceeds from a novel tasting will fund library programs such as Bards and Brews, Literacy Leaders, Local Authors Expo, Summer Learning, and programs at all BPL locations. We invite everyone in Birmingham to connect with your Birmingham Public Library. Thank you so much.
Listen, I'm a huge supporter of BPL and all the workers. I appreciate you all for the things that you all do and just the awesome programs that you all have over there. So I echo those same things, like just making sure that people support their libraries and make sure that you attend the event on April the 7th, because it's going to be a good one. So, yeah.
Thank you. Any other counselors? Councilor Pro Tem?
Thank you, Madam President. Hey, how are you doing? I know we've been talking the last few weeks. So really to the public, I know we'll try our best to be here. This is the time to support the libraries. I know we've heard a lot of talk about defunding the libraries, et cetera, but this is your time to really give back. You can be an active citizen and support them. Go to your local libraries, participate in page pals. This is the time you show your support, so don't just talk the talk, walk the walk and help them out. But I really want to say thank you, because you guys really have transformed the libraries. I've seen that in my own two libraries, Titusville and West End. The way Titusville Library has done with having book club readings every month, the UAB mobile market where people can not only get books, but they can get fresh produce while they're there. The mobile wellness van is right there by the library, so you can get your health checked. We have there, the Girl Scouts are there. So I really love the fact you guys are making the libraries a lot more efficient and have different purposes. And you guys are doing a great job. I do want to commend you all, because I saw people when I went into the library last week to use the restroom, there were people using the computers there. And that's really to tell you that people really are utilizing the library. So I want to thank you. I'll be there Thursday to give you all a special presentation as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Pro Tem. I would like to say hello, Ms. Langston. So glad to see you. And I know you have some other staff out there. I see some familiar faces out there. And so we do want to congratulate you all and honor you all for this National Laboratory, listen at me, that's my National Library Week. And I know I've said it before, and I echo what Councilor Smitherman said. The last 2 years have been difficult for you and your staff, but you all stood fast, and we continued to provide services as we could for our residents. And also, I do want to reiterate how important libraries are to us as a community. I know as a young girl, the library was it was my oasis for finding just other information. It was somewhere where I went all the time. And I worked at the Mervyn Stern Library on work study, and also worked a little bit part-time at the Central Library. So I know just enough about the Dewey Decimal System to be to give you problems. But again, thank you so much, and we appreciate it. Thank you, Mayor Whitman, for giving them this honor today.
Thank you so much. We appreciate your support. Please join us on Thursday evening for a novel tasting.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam President and Council. I would like the YWCA CEO, that's a lot of letters, Dr. LaRonda McGrath, to come up. It's good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam President and Council. I would like the YWCA CEO, that's a lot of letters, Dr. LaRonda McGrath, to come up. It's good to see you. Thank you. Thank you, Madam President and Council. I would like the YWCA CEO, that's a lot of letters, Dr. LaRonda McGrath, to come up. It's good to see you.
This morning, I'm honored to join Madam CEO for the presentation of two proclamations connected to noteworthy events in April. First one I just want to speak to very briefly. One proclamation declares April 24th through April 30th as Crime Victims' Rights Week. The other proclamation highlights YWCA Stand Against Racism Weekend. Just a note about Crime Victims' Rights Week. I want to pause and thank you and your staff, your team. I want to thank the council too. Every year, if we go through detail through our community development block grant dollars, we give support. You all give support through your vote in supporting this organization, which spends a considerable amount of time doing a lot of things. But one of the things they highlight and lean in on is support of victims and victims of domestic violence. I think we have seen even this weekend, in 3 instances of victims from some family members. So we want to acknowledge the great work you're doing to stand against not only domestic violence, but stand up for victims' rights. I can't, in the interest of time, I'm only going to read one portion of one proclamation, which is Stand Against Racism proclamation, and it reads, whereas the mayor's office of Birmingham, along with the Birmingham City Council, joins Birmingham residents in supporting the YWCA in its praiseworthy mission to eliminate racism, empower women, stand up for social justice, help families, and strengthen communities through its Stand Against Racism initiative. And whereas Stand Against Racism is a signature campaign of the YWCA USA to build community among those who work for racial justice and to raise awareness about the negative impact of institutional as well as structural racism in our communities. Now, therefore, I, Randall L. Woodfin, Mayor of the City of Birmingham, along with the Birmingham City Council, hereby issue this proclamation designating April 27th through May 1st, 2022 as YWCA Stand Against Racism Weekend in Birmingham to raise public awareness, and I encourage residents, local businesses, educators, community, and faith-based organizations to celebrate diversity and advocate for the elimination of racism. Now I would like to pass the invitation to Doc.
Mayor, Madam President, Council, thank you so much for having us. We continue to see an increase in calls to our crisis line, our domestic violence crisis line, during the pandemic, and so that has not stopped. And I am so grateful to our staff who are so dedicated and are there for survivors to give them whatever they need on their journey to healing. In April every year, YWCAs around the country call on communities to stand against racism by reviewing our own policies and practices that often prevent people of color from thriving. It's not enough just to give people a seat at the table. We need to build bigger tables. So our work continues at the YW until the world sees women, girls, and people of color the way that we do: equal, powerful, and unstoppable. Thank you.
Bless you.
Thank you so much. And Madam President and Council, I promise, last one. And it's about our beloved SIAC institution, Miles College. I would like to recognize the establishing of the first ever chapter of Chi Alpha Epsilon Honor Society in the state of Alabama at Miles College, which I think is a pretty big deal. This organization recognizes students in TRIO student support services, of whom are first-generation college students. Representing Miles College today is Don Mosley. Where's Don? Come on up, brother. Director of TRIO Student Support Services. Again, I'm going to read just a portion of the proclamation, and then I'm going to let Mr. Mosley say some words to the council. It reads, Madam President and Council, whereas the TRIO Student Support Services at Miles College has chartered the Eta Mu chapter of the Chi Alpha Epsilon Honor Society of April 6, 2022 at the Miles College Chapel in Brown Hall. And whereas we celebrate this momentous occasion of the historical significance in the state of Alabama by congratulating the first ever Eta Mu chapter of Chi Alpha Epsilon Honor Society. Now, therefore, I, Randall L. Woodfin, Mayor of the City of Birmingham, along with the Birmingham City Council, do hereby issue this proclamation in honoring Eta Mu chapter of the Chi Alpha Epsilon Honor Society. And I would like to also encourage the residents of Birmingham, Alabama to celebrate Miles College, its students, faculty, and staff for this distinction.
Thank you, Mayor Woodfin. On the behalf of our president at Miles College, Bobby Knight, we bring you greetings, Mayor Woodfin and City Council, and to our people that are in the back and our ongoing people that are looking. We like to celebrate this moment just to thank you all, to say that at Miles, at the Miles College Trios Student Support Services Program, we're providing this service and this initiative to individuals that we know that are like myself, which are first generation, and have an opportunity to get a free and fair education through our public education and also our higher education. This program is meant for our students that are trying to achieve just that goal and go on to their next level in life as it relates to education. So I'd like to thank you all for allowing us to have this platform and this proclamation. Thank you.
Madam President and Council, that concludes the Mayor's report. Thank you so much. Yes, ma'am.
We appreciate you. Thank you very much. At this time, are there any announcements of boards and agencies?
Yes, Madam President, we have a vacancy with the Birmingham Planning Commission. It's Brian King. Mr. King resigned, and the term expires on October the 6th, 2022. It is a 6-year term, and of course, it's under the Planning and Zoning Committee.
Thank you very much. At this time, would you call for us the consent agenda?
Okay. Consent agenda starts on page 2 with items 1 and 2. Page 3, we have items 3, 4, and 5 on consent. Skip over to page 5, we have items 6 and 7 on consent. Page 6, we have items 8 and 9 on consent. Page 7, items 10 and 11 are on consent. Page 8, items 12, 13, and 14 are on consent. Page 9, items 15 and 16 are on consent. Page 10, item number 17 is on consent. Page 11, we have items 18 and 19 on consent. Page 12, item number 20 is on consent. Page 13, item 21 is on consent. Page 15, item 22 is on consent. Page 16, item 23 is on consent. Page 17, item 24 is on consent. Page 18, we have items 25, 26, and 27 on consent. Page 19, we have item number 28 on consent. And page 20, we have item number 33 on consent. Item 32 was removed from consent. Page 21, we have items 34, 35, 36, and 37 on consent. Page 22, we have items 38, 39, 40, and 41 on consent. Page 23, items 42, 43, and 44 are on consent. Page 25, items 45, 46, 47, and 48 on consent, except we need to change the language on item 47. It needs to say District 7, Chat and Chew, and Coffee with Clergy. That's and Coffee with Clergy. Page 25, we have items 49, 50, and 51 on consent. Page 26, we have items 52, 53, 54, 55, and 56 on consent. Page 27, we have items 57, 58, 59 on consent. And we have an addendum item, which is item number 60.
Thank you. At this time, councilors, are there any items you'd like to add or remove from consent? I don't see any speakers, so...
Madam President.
Yes, ma'am?
Did we ever get an answer on item 32?
I thought that was given. Number 32, we pulled off consent.
Oh, it's off. Okay.
It's 53, we had the question that I thought had been answered.
Yeah, 53.
Okay. Is there a request to add another item?
There's one more.
Yes, ma'am.
On page 25, item 49, I wanted to pull that off consent just so we could hear what's being done to Boutwell.
All right. That's a request to pull item number 49 from consent. All right. Is there an addition? Would you like to add item 60 to consent?
Please note that 60, the amount is changing to $25,000 on item 60.
And it doesn't note what committee it went through. What committee did it go through?
To my knowledge, I'm not sure if this one went through a committee. It was considered by the full council. Any other questions? And so we're adding 60 to consent.
I object.
Okay, we'll pull that one off and keep it open for discussion. All right, councilors, all items designated as consent are routine and non-controversial and will be approved by one motion. No separate discussion of these items will be permitted unless a council member, the mayor, or citizen interested in a public hearing so requests. If so, such items will revert to its normal place on the agenda order of business. All matters of permanent operation, which are indicated with a P, will be read. All other matters will be announced by reading the item number only. All public hearings will be announced. Is there a motion and a second for the consent agenda? Second.
Madam President, what did we decide with item 53?
Item 53 remained on consent. The question was answered. Thank you. Yes.
Right about now.
And Woods is out. All right, thank you. The consent agenda is approved. For anyone that was here to listen to or speak for the consent agenda, those items as listed have been approved, and so you're free to go or you can stay with us for the rest of council meeting. Thank you. First item, Mr. Clerk.
Looks like item 29. Page 19.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Item 29, ordinance pursuant to the Section 11-102-1 in the following Code of Alabama authorizing the mayor to execute an intergovernmental agreement with Jefferson County, Alabama for a term not to exceed 3 years for the construction of intersection improvements and maintenance of Sydney Drive located within the corporate limits of the city of Birmingham as part of needed infrastructure improvements to support the construction and operation of the county's animal shelter. The county will cause intersection improvements to include construction of a roundabout at the new intersection leading to the Greater Birmingham Humane Society facility and restriping of the existing intersection of Sydney Drive and Lakeshore Parkway. And after completion and acceptance, the city shall assume responsibility for future maintenance of the roadway. This is an item of permanent operation in order to pass today. I need UC.
Motion for UC.
Second.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
Second.
All right, item is before you.
Thank you very much, councilors. Again, this is an ordinance that would do some improvements on Sydney Drive, which is within District 7, that will help to accommodate traffic for the Birmingham Humane Society facility. Are there any questions regarding this item?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am, Ms. Abbott.
I've been a little bit out of it concerning animal control. Have we closed the location over by the airport? So which is the city's shelter? Is this it over off of Lake Shore, Sydney Drive, or is the one by the airport?
Madam President, Ms. Abbott, this is for the new facility that will be built off Lakeshore, for the new Humane Society facility. The facility you were referring to still exists, but what you're voting on today is for access to a city road that the county will do related to infrastructure and to access to this new facility. City of Birmingham, once this infrastructure is in place, will be responsible for maintaining that road. What you voted on today is to give the county access.
Okay. Is the new shelter being constructed, or is the new shelter being purchased and renovated?
Constructed.
New
Constructed.
construction.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? All right, councilors, we're ready for the vote.
Yes.
All right, thank you, councilors. That item 29 passes. Next item.
Item 30, an ordinance approving and authorizing the creation of an economic development incentive program under Amendment Number 772 to the Constitution of Alabama, to be known as the City of Birmingham Retention Incentive for Success and Expansion RISE, to provide short-term, low-interest bank guarantee loans to qualified borrowers for eligible projects and uses, have a positive impact, economic impact on the City of Birmingham. And again, this is an item of permanent operation in UC to pass today.
Second.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
So moved. Second.
Item is before you.
All right, councilors, this is an ordinance that would allow the development of the incentive program under 772 for RISE. And Mr. Mayor, could you just give us some more information about the program? Thank you.
I'll set it up, Madam President, as Cornell Wesley, Director of IEO, comes up. Recall back many months ago, actually just since we've been at council, we've expressed to y'all that we have this surplus property. I remember one of your former colleagues saying, where's the database, so all of us individually and collectively can know what exists in our individual districts as it relates to our real estate, etc. So we created a process, and now we've been engaging external third-party organizations to assist us in our real estate portfolio and the sale of it, etc. From these proceeds, we wanted to create an incentive package, and we've called it RISE. The whole idea is to continue to find creative ways to support our small businesses within our community. That's the setup. That's a lob. So I'm going to pass it to the young man that's going to finish it.
Thank you, Mayor. And good morning to the council, men and women. Truly an honor to stand before you and talk about what I believe will lead the country in municipal work around incentive. I want to set the stage and tell you, many municipalities don't have a program that focuses on existing businesses. Birmingham will be leading the conversation in that way with your affirmative vote today in support of RISE. Retention incentives for success and expansion. As the mayor has already indicated, what we're doing is activating our surplus property. We're retaining 7% of the amount of the sales price, and it will split and go into two buckets. 4% will go into a cash incentive pool, 3% will go into the revolving loan fund, and of which it will grow over time. We will identify a third party who will administer the revolving loan fund for us, and we will continue to add the cash incentive pool to our existing toolbox to be more targeted in our efforts as well. So this is, again, a great day in Birmingham, because what it does, it truly focuses on the businesses who are here, who have grown here, as we also, again, without abandoning our recruitment efforts, we want to make sure we retain and expand all of our local small businesses, and this is a tool that will help us accomplish that.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Wesley. Any questions regarding this item, councilors? Yes, ma'am, Ms. Clark.
I just want to commend the IEO for, focusing on a way to help existing businesses expand and grow, because, the data says that most of your job growth is going to come from existing industries. And I know you pointed that out to us before, but I just wanted to say it again because, a lot of our emphasis is always on attracting new businesses, and you can afford those more easily because they're bringing new revenue in, but it's harder to afford because you're already using the taxes that those businesses are generating. We're spending it already. So it's harder to come up with funds to help an existing business grow. So kudos to you. One concern I have about surplus properties is kind of knowing, if we have an opportunity to know what the surplus properties are within our districts, because I know there have been some in my district that have been a little blighted, like the library property in 5 Points West. And so, being able to collaborate a little bit with IEO on some proposed uses that the community would like to see in those facilities. I think not to hamstring you, but to provide that connection with some of the ideas that are coming from the community on reuses of those properties. So if we could collaborate a little bit, I would invite that, Mayor, if that could be some way we can even be involved and help. So thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Absolutely.
Thank you. Councilor Tate.
Thank you, Madam President. Good morning, Mr. Wesley.
Morning.
I just want to echo what Councilor Clark said. Thank you for, all the hard work that you're doing and your innovative skill set to move Birmingham into a positive way. And so, I just, want to thank you. And I echo what Councilor Clark said. I'm sure that many people in the districts, would like to, have some input and give you some great ideas. And thank you for the grocery store in 8, and we're going to charm you for 9.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Councilor Abbott.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. I wanted to ask you, please, what is a short-term loan? Is that a year?
24 months or less.
Okay, 2 years. And can you share with us the definition of a bank-guaranteed revolving loan like you did for us in budget and finance? What does bank-guaranteed mean?
So in this case, I hate that definition, and I contextualize that. I am a former banker, 14-year banking vet. What I think, what it should communicate to you is that we're partnering with a third-party bank provider. We're providing the capital base. By us providing the capital base, that guarantees the note. We will then partner with them to define what the spread is, and the spread being the interest rate, which will be passed on to whichever third-party provider we elect to use. So that's the incentive for them to administer it, for us to not have to hire 5 more people. And also it accomplishes the goal of minimizing the risk by way of the guarantee.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. O'Quinn.
So now I have a question. So if I'm understanding you correctly, the loan is guaranteed. I just want to, so what I'm thinking about is we just came out of a situation with the Crossplex where, we were co-signers on the loan and we got left holding the bill.
Yes, sir. This is not that. Nowhere near it. Absolutely, unequivocally, completely separate mechanisms. Again, what a bank will do is take a capital base and then lend on their own cash. They will bank typically, and there's different ways, but traditionally they will bank your cash and lend on their own, and your cash will earn interest while sitting in a place and will only be depleted as loans are made or if a default occurs. Again, we have not identified a third party, so there's several different mechanisms you can kind of formulate in order to accomplish the same goal, but that's the traditional approach.
Okay.
So we are not co-signing on anyone's loan at all.
Okay. I was confused by the, guaranteed.
I know.
In the Crossplex situation, the city guaranteed the line of credit.
Not this case.
Okay.
No, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks for that clarification. I believe Ms. Clark has a question.
Yes. So since we discussed this in a public meeting before, I've gotten calls from businesses in my area. So to be clear, you will now be, I guess, enabled to go and create the structure for and whatever agreements with a third party, and then you'll have to come back to the council sort of to get those agreements approved.
That's correct.
And be able to kick off.
That's correct. And as indicated in committee, every deal will come before council for approval. We will convene a loan committee for the RLF portion, of which we would hope some of the visible faces in this room would elect to participate to help us, again, minimize risk, but also not abandon the spirit. We want to get the funds out as fast as we can and get them back in as fast as we can.
Thank you, councilors. Thank you, Mr. Wesley. We'll go ahead and call for the vote. Oh, Councilor Woods, I'm sorry, you have one more.
Thank you, Madam President. I really want to applaud the creativity in setting this up, as far as administration goes, but want to make sure I understand the correlation between surplus property and then that revolving loan fund.
So as Councilwoman Clark indicated, it's very difficult to underwrite retention and expansion efforts. And so we were looking for a way to support our existing small business, and the greatest opportunity was in our biggest assets, that being surplus property. So as we're activating and redeploying and redevelop them, and in some cases liquidating, we're able to capture a percentage amount that we can then redeploy for further benefit and impact for our community.
Okay. And that was, I guess, if you sell a property, you keep 7%.
That is correct.
Okay. No, I think that's awesome, man. I really applaud the creativity and willingness to invest in the existing businesses. So definitely excited about that.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Councilor Woods. Thank you again. Mr. Clerk, we'll call for the vote. All right, thank you. That item number 30 passes. Next item, please.
Item 31, an ordinance approving and authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with Jefferson County, Alabama to provide for a household hazardous waste day event on Saturday, April the 9th, 2022, for the purpose of collecting, disposing, and appropriately recycling household hazardous waste, providing citizens of the city and of Jefferson County an opportunity to dispose of household hazardous items safely, including electronics, paper for insul shredding, pesticides, herbicides, and fertilizers, household cooking grease, paint, tires, appliances, prescription drugs, ammunition, and batteries, with the city's shared cost to be $1,000 for the event. And this is also an item of permanent operation, and you see to pass today.
Second.
Favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion item.
Second.
Item before you.
All right, thank you, councilors. This is an ordinance where we will be executing an agreement with Jefferson County to provide for a household hazardous waste day, and that's on Saturday, April 9th. And I believe we do have some representatives here from the mayor's team to talk about this item. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am, Madam President. Mr. Cooper with PEP is present this morning to provide some additional information to the council in public.
Thank you.
Oh, and the flyer is in your inbox, your email.
Okay.
Each of you have and check your inbox.
Thank you. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Council, Mayor.
Can you pull the mic and just speak to me?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Derikus Cooper, and I serve as the Stormwater Program Manager. And I'm excited here today to be able to give us another opportunity to share this event with the public. And this is our partnership that we do every year with all the other municipalities, stormwater and watershed management programs. And some of the items that we're actually going to have 3 separate locations this weekend. One is going to be on First Baptist Church, Gardendale. The other is Classic Car and Monitoring on Grants Mill Road in Irondale. And the third location is Bessemer Public Works Laydown Yard, which is on 1205 15th Avenue North. And some of the items that will be collected during that day will be ammunition, appliances, batteries, electronics, household cooking grease, paints, paper shredding, any pesticides, herbicides, and fertilizers, prescription drugs, and used tires. And like I said, we do this yearly, once a year, and our citizens always take advantage of this opportunity. And we just look forward to keeping it going.
Thank you very much. Any questions or comments, councilors? Ms. Abbott?
Will they accept any appliances like stoves and refrigerators and all of everything?
Yes, ma'am. All white goods are going to be accepted. Pretty much, there's a lot of... only thing that I know that hadn't been accepted in the past was those fluorescent light bulbs, the big ones. But other than that, ammunition, we have police there to accept ammunition and drugs. So it's going to be a pretty exciting event. We're looking forward to it.
So where do you go? I was planning on bringing a whole bunch of fluorescent tubes to get rid of them. So where do you take those if y'all aren't taking them? Because you don't want them in the landfill.
I don't know. Not right now. I had to get the information for you, and we can figure out where we put those type of light bulbs. I just know from this event, when our partners and stuff, we didn't. That wasn't one of the items on the list.
Okay, thank you. Fill up the refrigerator with them, and you'll never know. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other questions, councilors? All right, thank you, Mr. Cooper. We see the face of Stormwater, PEP. Thank you. All right, councilors, we're ready for the vote.
Councilmember Abbott.
All right. Thank you very much. That item passes. And again, I know we had the flyer, but what's the time of the event? I apologize. 8 to 11. Thank you very much. Thank you all. Next item.
Item 32, a resolution approving and authorizing the mayor to execute a project agreement with Mitchell Realty Properties, LLC, under which Mitchell Retail Properties will undertake a project to restore and refurbish the supermarket space formerly known as Winn-Dixie, located at 2257 Bessemer Road, Birmingham, to accomplish the operation of a food giant supermarket in approximately 22,000 square feet of space. The city will provide an incentive in the amount of $640,000 in upfront leasehold improvements and a 10-year revenue sharing incentive equal to or less than 50% of the actual sales tax revenue following each year. During the payment term of the agreement, an amount up to but not to exceed $100,000 per year for a cumulative total of up to but not to exceed $1 million in support of the project. Motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
All right, thank you very much. Again, this item is part of the City of Birmingham's commitment to help to relieve some of the food insecurities that we have around the city. And so, Mr. Mayor, I know this has been presented in several of our committee meetings, but we just thought it was important that the public sees what we're doing today. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am, Madam President and Council. Again, I'll start it and then pass it to these two gentlemen. As you all know, that food insecurity, food deserts, and there are a whole lot of other words we could use have been a significant issue in our community throughout various zip codes in our city, mainly north, 35207, and east, which includes portions of 35206, all the way 35215 and 35235. Of course, we know west, whether it's 35211 and 35208, 228, and 218. And there are some zip codes I didn't mention. However, we've been aggressive since day one in finding the most creative things we can do to support putting a dent in food insecurity and getting more grocery stores in our community. And you all have been at the table since day one in supporting that effort as well. I think we've been told no a gazillion times, if that's a word. And we've had a couple wins as well, including the Butcher over in District 1, which has been over 18 months now. So now we're happy to tell the public, share with the public, that a brand that is known, a brand that people trust, and a brand that serves quality, provides quality food, is coming back to Birmingham, and that's Food Giant. And we're grateful. So let me publicly say thank you. I do want to also say thank you to Cornell Wesley and his entire team for being very aggressive with this. Now some backdrop and detail before I pass it to these two gentlemen, and then allow you all to open up with what you want to say or any more detailed questions. Recall the CDA fund that exists, so Commercial Development Authority. We refinanced some money. Then we came back to y'all about some of the things we wanted to do, and you all approved a set aside within that CDA funding $2 million to support healthy food expansion in the city of Birmingham. Part of this deal supports monies from those CDA funding. And so there's what's called front-end financial support, and then there's back-end financial support. The back-end is something consistent that we've been doing as it relates to incentives, tax revenue sharing. No different than what we've done with the Publix in downtown or the South Side. No different than the Butcher. No different than Marino's and so many other groceries we've supported. As the clerk, Mr. Fraser, said, $100,000 a year or up to $1 million over 10. All right, so that's nothing new, consistent with what we've done in support of other groceries that currently exist in our city. The front end is from that CDA fund, which is a very large square footage space. It will not be the entire use, and so this front end money goes to support the infrastructure and the construction and build out of that actual store. I'm pretty sure I missed something, so I'm going to let Mr. Wesley come up before we let the owner come up.
Thank you, Mayor. And once again, to the council, my name is Cornell Wesley, and I serve as the director for the Office of Innovation and Economic Opportunity. One of my favorite poets, the colonialist Rudyard Kipling, penned, "If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two imposters just the same." We have experienced disaster. This is triumph. Food deserts, 69% of Birmingham resides in one. Mayor Whiffen has empowered and the council has supported, and this is why we're here today. And so this is reason for Birminghamians, not just the West Side, to be excited about, because there's momentum and there's evidence of the work. So very quickly, as the mayor has indicated, $640,000 will go in the form of tenant improvements. $640,000 is not working capital. It does not go in their pocket. It goes into the building to cut the building in size to mirror today's standard for grocery. As the mayor has indicated, the revenue share is what we've always done. It is a 50% revenue share that we will share with Mitchell Groceries, paid in arrears, and it has a cap of $1 million. And I'd say that that's a very competitive arrangement. So there are still resources left, which means we still have 2 and maybe 3 other opportunities to come in your appropriate districts and duplicate those efforts. If you have any specific questions around the offerings around Mitchell Groceries, we do have Jay Mitchell here who can speak to those, but this is an identifiable brand that I truly believe, and this administration believes, that the community will be excited about.
Along with Councilor Clark, her and I, we sat with all the neighborhood officers, along with Mr. Wesley, of 5 Points West. I'm going to miss some probably, but it included Bush Hills, Bellevue Heights, Inslee Highlands, Central Park. Who am I missing?
Fairview. Well, we didn't include Tuxedo because they're a little removed from the 5 Points West community.
The point was
Green Acres.
Yes. Oh, yes, absolutely. Green Acres.
I think that's at Central Park.
Yes. Oh, I can't forget CP. I'm not going to get beat up.
Yeah.
Point was, Madam President and Council, that we wanted to share with those neighborhood officers before it went public I think there has been some consistent conversation with those neighborhood officers who are the voice of the residents in District 8. There have been field trips to other groceries outside of the city limits of Birmingham. They have been at the table. I know that this has been their number one request. And it's not anti any existing organization that serves food there, but they want more options. This is another option. And I just, before we pass it to y'all, I do want to say thank you, Councilor Clark, for being steadfast and leading those citizens of District 8 and in helping us get this done. Thank you so much. Did you want to say anything before we pass to the council?
I'd just like to thank all the council, Mayor Woodfin. Definitely thank you to Cornell Wesley and Office of Economic Opportunity for being flexible and determined and helping us find a path to make this work. But we're excited about the opportunity to serve West Birmingham and to bring more healthy food and affordable options to the neighborhood. So thank you very much for your support.
Thank you very much. Councilors, I don't see anyone buttons, but I'm sure Councilor Clark would like to say something.
I just want to say thank you mostly on behalf of the residents and business owners and leaders, because Mayor, your office did invite the 5 Points West Business Alliance and the Chamber of Commerce to also be represented. And so the businesses around this property are very interested in that backfill. And I think that the structure is conservative. There's a lot of upside for the city, both in the sales tax revenue generated, but also in the occupational tax we'll see from the new jobs created. Also, the value of the property will go up with this backfill, and so the ad valorem taxes that it will generate. So I haven't seen a benefit cost analysis, Cornell, but I just know intuitively that it's a significant lift for the western side. And while, we had some other grocery options, what people were most interested in was having a full service grocer that would offer some deli and, seafood and even if it's limited, but some floral, things like that are not available through our current grocery options. So, we think this is going to be a great addition, and it has been the most talked about and asked about thing, and as empty grocery stores go, which they are all over the country, they're everywhere, very few of them backfill. And so I've been trying to manage people's expectation on a backfill, and so this is really a dream come true. So thank you for not giving up in spite of all the no's, and to have a local brand that's trusted, and we have people in our market now among the leaders who were present. By the way, they gave them a standing ovation too, which I don't know if that's ever happened in a meeting with neighborhood officers, and nobody complained that day. Anyway, things I took note of, but but anyway, a banner accomplishment. I just want to say thank you so much, and more, hopefully we can replicate this model across the city. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Clark. Councilor Pro Tem.
I just have one question about job opportunities. What's the hourly wage for employees, and how are you going to try to engage minority participation?
Well, we will be hiring out of the local community, so generally we post that on social media. We have open hiring events, job fairs in the store there prior to opening, so we will be, bringing some team from our adjacent stores, but most of the hiring will be right there. And our average wage is between $11 and $12 an hour currently.
Okay. Well, thank you for saying the part about getting employees out of the community, because I think it means a lot when you see your friendly neighbor there being your cash register, and they can help you out and say, hey, like Miss So-and-so, I know you were looking for this, or we were talking about this. You can go down aisle 3 to get that. So I want to say thank you. And you know what? Shout out to Cornell Wesley, man. I feel like we see you every other week with some new initiatives. So I really want to commend you and Mayor Woodfin for taking something that's been vacant for years and filling it with the very great grocery store, because it will not only impact District 8, but impact District 7, 6, 9, even 5. So I want to say thank you for helping with food insecurity in Black communities.
Thank you very much. Any other comments, councilors? All right, we're ready for the vote. And Mr. Mayor, you had anything else? You good?
Yes, again, just several thank yous to Councilor Clark, to the residents of District 8 and the neighborhood officers, and then to you all. I mean, y'all, we've been talking about this for a while, so thank y'all.
Thank you. We're ready for the vote now. Thanks. All right, thank you very much. That item passes, and I know we all just echo all the comments today and are very excited to see this happen for the West Side. So, next item, please.
Item 49. Resolution accepting and approving the lump sum bid of Pennington Group Incorporated in the amount of $199,900 for the Boutwell Auditorium interior renovations located at 1930 Reverend Abraham Woods Jr., Birmingham, this being the lowest responsive bid submitted, authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with the Pennington Group Incorporated. Substantially the form contained within the bid documents in accordance with said bid, providing that the total compensation payable under the contract not exceed the appropriation.
Motion.
Second.
All right, thank you very much. This item was pulled for consent with the just request to give more information on what actual renovations will be. So, Chief Mitchell, thank you.
Thank you. So what we're planning to do with this bid is to do a couple of things at the Boutwell, which includes and not limited to just some polishing of the ramps in the concession area, paint in the stairwells, the mezzanine corridor floor will be redone. The corridor mezzanine on the second floor will be done also, and there's some upgrade and cosmetic things we're doing in the dressing rooms and in the bathrooms.
Thank you, Mr. Mitchell. Ms. Abbott, does that give you the clarification?
Yeah, I just wanted to know, because Boutwell's kind of long in the tooth and you want it to look better, but I just wondered what we were accomplishing. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilor Pro Tem.
When are they going to start? Are the high school graduations still at Boutwell, or do they change to Bill Harris? They're
at Bill Harris.
They're at Bill Harris. Okay.
Any other questions? Thank you for that clarification and rundown. We're ready for the vote. All right, thank you, councilors. That item passes. We look forward to that work getting started. Next item.
Item 60 is addendum item. A resolution authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with GMB Basketball LLC in an amount not to exceed, and the amount should be $25,000, not $20,000, inclusive of any reimbursable expenses, to provide consulting services that will assist the city of Birmingham sports and entertainment events by providing event recommendations, community outreach, preparing and providing detailed reports of the economic impact to Birmingham by having its own NBA developmental G League team, marketing of the city of Birmingham as its location, and providing logistical data around ticket sales, visitors, and parking that can be used by the city of Birmingham. This project will begin February 17, 2022, and conclude no later than June 30, 2022. Said funds will come from the city council professional fees.
Motion on the item.
Second.
All right, thank you. I believe Mrs. Abbott, you had asked, didn't want this item to be consented. Do you have any questions regarding the item?
I have a whole lot of them.
Okay.
Number one is, why did this not go to any committee, or if it did, which one did it go to and who recommended it? So that's number one.
Okay, let me go ahead and answer that one for you. Although we do send items through committee, it is not a requirement. And this particular item, I believe, was presented to us as a full council presentation.
I believe that it is the council's policy to send all items through some committee.
I will agree with you, that is our practice, and it is one that I definitely agree with. But in this case, this particular item did not go through committee.
Okay, well, I was trying to read the contract during the council meeting, which is, always problematic. And so can somebody just get up and tell us what we're doing here? And if we're continuing something we're already doing, or if we're doing something new?
Who would like to speak to this item? It's not our item. Mr. McDaniels, anyone within council admin?
Madam President, Councilor Abbott. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, you didn't hear the question. Okay, well, the question is, what are we doing? I guess that's the big question. What are we doing? And how long have we been doing it? Is it something that's ongoing, or is this something new? I mean, I know this team is around, but GMB basketball?
So I think you have several questions packed into one.
Well, yeah, because I don't know anything about it.
Right. So I'll attempt to answer most of them. I may need to enlist the help of your colleagues to answer others. But in short, I think they've been in the city now for at least 2 years. Prior to moving to Legacy Arena, they were a DC at Bill Harris Arena, I believe, for at least a year. Representing to the city as a DC of Bill Harris Arena. Legacy Arena, I believe some of your colleagues, specifically Councilor Williams, Councilor Wood, Ritherman, and Alexander, have engaged with GMB as well as the administration relative to them being a partner of the city of Birmingham. With that, GMB has asked for support in its outreach efforts, ability to engage the community, and to build capacity for a minor league NBA team in the city of Birmingham. With that, your colleagues have supported their ask of support. This agreement facilitates everything you see before you.
Okay, well, tell me what they're going to do, because I didn't finish the agreement. So what are they doing for us
The
on the
agreement
city
says
council?
to provide consulting services that will assist the city of Birmingham, sports and entertainment events by providing event recommendations, community outreach, preparing and providing detailed reports of the economic impact to Birmingham by having its own NBA developmental G League team, marketing of the city of Birmingham and its location, and providing logistical data around ticket sales, visitors, and parking.
Oh, Ms. Abbott. Oh, sorry, Madam
Okay.
President. One reason that I supported this, and this is obviously out of our discretionary accounts, but one reason that I did is because I think that we really need to support a lot of our home team sports groups. I would love to see us, administration, also support the Legion in this way. And it's sort of like the reason that out of my discretionary I support Birmingham Restaurant Week. Anything that we can do to promote what we have here that I think is our economic development assets to this city, I think it's important that we support them. And so, you know, if I think we need to do it to every single one of our local sports teams, just like we have the USFL, just like we have done to a much greater extent UAB football, up to, you know, millions of dollars. But it is something that I think that we have to support what we have here and what our citizens have opportunities to go to.
Okay, are we doing this, is this the first time we've given them any money?
First time I have out of my discretionary. I don't know about.
And we passed this previously. This has been considered before, but I think each of the councilors that supported this, we did it out of our discretionary.
Madam President.
And Madam Pro Tem.
Okay, that just wasn't clear.
Okay, I think it's just so we could have tickets for tonight. This has been, well, I know I've used my tickets to help out the Boy Scouts that are in my district. There's a basketball team like Holy Family. I give my tickets out, or maybe it's some of my neighborhood officers. It's really to help being able to encourage people to go to these games. I've gone to a couple games that are actually really nice. Councilor Abbott, that's kind of why I've been telling y'all to kind of go and see what they're about. But it's been really good. Like, it's packed out. And hopefully they win the championship. So for this to be their first year, for them to go to the playoffs, this really says a lot about it. So it's not just tickets for us, it's tickets for the youth and the community.
Well, thank you.
Thank you to Ms. Abbott.
Very helpful.
We do have one other counselor that wanted to address.
Thank you, Madam President. I just want to echo what Council Smitherman and Council Williams has said, Council Abbott, because I've had an opportunity to attend several of the games and award individuals in the community, with the tickets that were provided. Also doing the Pratt City neighborhood Christmas event, we had an opportunity to coordinate with Felicia, who's the sales rep for the Squadrons, and the players actually came out to Pratt City, and so that was a very great thing for them to come out. So I do plan to continue the conversation with her to do some other community events in District 9 with those citizens out there.
Thank you, Ms. Tate. Do you have any other questions, Councilor Abbott?
No, now that makes sense from what I was told previously about council members buying tickets. It all makes sense now. This is buying tickets. Just somebody could have said that. But I'm glad to know all the details, y'all.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
I believe there are no other questions. We're ready for the vote. Thank you very much, and we do wish the team well. They are in a playoff situation, so we wish them good luck. Thank you very much.
Madam President.
Yes, sir, Mr. Clerk. Yes.
Need to make sure the check they put it up on that. It's known as 2204 now.
Okay, so that's 2204 Bessemer Road. Is that clarified for us? So do we need to reconsider it to correct that?
We'll be fine. As long as the council, unless someone doesn't agree with it, then of course we have to take a vote.
Okay, we're okay with that, councilors? We just made a correction to the item that we've already approved. Thank you very much. Any other items, Mr. Clerk? I believe that ends our agenda. Is that correct? All right, thank you very much. Councilors, at this time, if without objection, we'll go ahead and call on our speakers list. We did have two residents that requested to speak. So, Mr. Clerk, could you call those names? If you don't have that list, I have it. All right. Yes, sir. Thank you. Tammy Smith, good morning.
Morning, councilors and mayor. I only got a couple things, but it's nice to sit out here and all the progress that's going on. It's a lot of things, even I unknowingly know that's going on in Birmingham. Thank you, Mayor Wolfman. Our town is growing, and I'm proud of it. But all I ask is just a little bit more effort for the north side. I think we zip code the pride, because it's pretty bad. And I know a lot of people don't do right over there. I mean, just the other week, I had to borrow my brother's truck to go and get a box spring and a measurement off the on-ramp of the freeway. And nobody moved it, so I went and moved it myself, got a person in the neighborhood. So I know that's going on, and I go around and pick up stuff. God knows it's a lot. It's a lot to be bothered than plastic and trash everywhere. But it's like if we just get a little, maybe the streets, they in really pretty bad shape. Miss Alice, I gave her a list of quite a few streets that got not small holes, really large holes that you really don't know they're there till you up on them. But what I really was here for is to ask about Patton Park. And I know Patton Park, I just found out that's Mr. Moore's district, but I would like to see Patton Park with a facelift. And I know the tragedy that happened out there, and we all know what happened. That was a bad thing that happened out there, but it really can use some mulch and some flowers and maybe the bathrooms painted. And please, would you please unlock the bathrooms, even if nothing but for the weekend. They keep them locked all the time and let somebody rent the park. But what I know from being out there every day, it's very family oriented, and people comes out there and they have their little kids. And I know it's still don't got a curfew, Mayor Wolfman. I mean, it doesn't. Wow, thank you. I thought it was. So, and if we want to make it a community effort for mulch and flowers to bring some people out, I'll be more than happy to get down in the dirt, because that's a beautiful park, and I know it's got a star on it, but you know, due to the fact that it's still a nice park, very, very family-oriented park, and we got like a couple 100,000 people coming in July, and that park gonna be very visible to them, and it's a park to be really proud of. I have got to give you all credit. They have done a beautiful job out there. And there's somewhere nice to go. I don't know if any of you ever go, but you ought to take it out there, take a stroll around that park. It's something to be proud of. So I'm asking if y'all would just consider maybe put some flowers and mulch out there. And I mean, I don't mind having plant flowers. I don't mind having put down mulch, but I think it'd be a good thing, especially since we got all these people coming, hundreds of thousands of people who have no knowledge of ever what went on out there, and we don't want them. No, I'm not saying, I know it's not a secret, but the people that's coming here to this town, they have no knowledge of it. But I'm sure it's gonna be a lot of visitors there, because even now, cars from all over this Alabama and out of state be in that park on the weekend. So if y'all would just consider maybe, doing some things out there, it just would be nice, because it just need a facelift. It need, like Sheila Center, it needs some flowers and mulch and stuff out there. And I got one question. We're losing our bank in North Birmingham as of June the 15th, but the word on the street is that we're going to lose the grocery store in a few years. Do anybody know if that's true? And then where it says going is Caraway. Now, I'm telling you, street committee talk about everything. So, do anybody know if that's true? I think that's your area, Ms. Tate.
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Smith, good to see you this morning.
Thank you, Ms. Tate.
I have had a conversation with the management of Wells Fargo, and what I was told that the customer behavior, and so that language is some bad language, and so I said to him, are you not getting the traffic that you need to keep the bank open? And the question was no.
In all honesty, Ms. Tate, I've been going there for as long as that bank been there, and those people, that is not true. And I even asked the people in the bank. They said it was a shock to them. They have no idea, and they don't understand why it's being closed. Now, personally, I think they got other plans for it, but losing the grocery store, we don't have. Y'all get one in West End, right? The food giant, is that right? Which is great, but what about North Birmingham? This is why I said when I say it's the pride, area code's the pride. Now, even my car insurance keep going up, so I called Geico. Mm-hmm. They said because your zip code is why it keep going up, and they said the crime in your area, and I said it's my fault of the crime. They said no, it's not your fault, but you have to pay like everybody else. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, that's sad. Because, I know the crime is bad over there, but I don't think it's necessarily bad in that part. I think they talking about as a whole, but that's a good excuse to get somebody why the insurance keep going up when you know the crime is bad. So I would hate to see our grocery store go, Councilor Tate, because it's all we got. We have to go to Fultondale and Gardendale. So it would be nice if we keep a grocery store, at least one bank. We lost McDonald's, now we're losing the bank, and the word is we're losing the grocery store.
I'm not aware.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Ms. Smith. And what we'll do, we'll allow Ms. Tate to research that question and get it back to you, but I didn't know if you want to have...
I'm not aware of that, but I know Councilor Moore, myself, and Councilor Clark, has had conversation with, Wells Fargo, which I told them they hadn't been a good partner to North Birmingham. And so I told the gentleman that I think the responsibility lies on them to meet with the community and tell them why they are closing. So I did learn through the conversation in North Birmingham was not the only bank. They are closing a bank in Inverness also, but I haven't heard anything about any grocery store. But you can best to believe that I am working real hard to drive a grocery store in District 9. And so again, like I said, the guy said that they got the order from the federal government to close Wells Fargo. And so I'm going to be talking to Mr. Coleman and you all and get Wells Fargo to come in and tell them, you all why they are closing. And so we can kind of work hard to start driving what we need over there. But it's going to take all of us. We've had this conversation to work collectively and stand strong with each other to make sure that we drive the resources that we need, through District 9.
Thank you, Councilor Tate. I believe we had some other councilors that just wanted to address Councilor O'Quinn. And I know Mr. Moore, we skipped him, it's his district, but we'll, the question arose about the park, but go ahead, Councilor.
So just a thought, on the banking issue, I know the National Community Reinvestment Coalition, NCRC, they sort of specialize and have expertise in the National Community Reinvestment Act, which, governs things like, having bank branches in disadvantaged communities. So they might be a good third-party consult. We're a member of that organization. So they may be able to provide some insight on that issue. And then I wanted to ask Councilor Clark. So, Councilor Clark, you're probably very aware of the issues of bathrooms in Birmingham city parks not being accessible to the public most of the time. It's something that we have discussed here on this dais many times, and the Park and Rec Board's position is that the bathrooms have to remain locked because of vandalism and, folks making their shelter in the restrooms if they remain open. However, we, continue to hear from just your everyday average park users, especially those who bring children to the parks. And, when a kid's got to go, kids got to go. And oftentimes, they're relieving themselves in the shrubbery, and that sort of thing. So I would encourage, the Park and Rec Board to continue to assess that problem and research solutions. I know it's challenging under the circumstances, given that we don't have dedicated staffing for parks, but it's something that we hear about often.
Madam President?
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor.
Chaz and I were listening to Dr. O'Quinn and literally saying out loud, I'll start backwards. He used the example. If you go anywhere in America, including here in Birmingham, you're not left with the key for Airbnb, right? You're given a code. This is literally us just thinking out loud. What if the park board had an app that allowed for a user of a park to, if they're in this park, be able to go to this app and then be able to get a code to unlock the bathroom door. If, I guess from a public safety standpoint, just switch the code up every day or so often so you could control for those public safety issues, but still offset for the users in the park to be able to use the facility. Literally just a thought out loud. We haven't talked about this with anybody. We're just literally here bouncing it off each other as you said that out loud.
That's a great suggestion, and I'm glad that Councilor Clark, you sit on that board so you could take some of that back to them for us. Go ahead, Ms. Clark.
Yes, and I think that between, the nimble thinking of the mayor and his team and people like Tammy in the communities, we could find someone to even volunteer to open it up and come back and close it. I mean, I just, and I want to just say hats off to Tammy because I know she's just an active, clear voice. I've known her since I was here before. She's been consistently engaged. And we have citizens like her who might be willing to help us, especially on the, most frequently, used parks or the parks that are heavily used that don't have open restroom facilities. And I also want to thank her for getting that mattress off the... kudos to you for doing that and taking that initiative. And we, everybody up here is doing their part to pick up and really drive that throughout our culture in Birmingham. So, but thank you all for bringing that to my attention, because I'm new on the park board and here. So it's a revelation to me. So we'll be actively championing that.
Great.
Thanks.
Thank you. I believe Councilor Moore and then Councilor Abbott.
Yeah, so Ms. Tammy, thank you. Thank you for coming and bringing that to my attention. I also want to thank Councilor Clark, because she was the first person that kind of, informed both myself and Councilor Tate about the banking issue in North Birmingham. When I did get a chance to talk to, some of the one of the managers there, and just try to find out exactly why the bank was closing, because I never heard of that before. They said that they weren't receiving enough deposits from the community members in the neighborhood, right? And so my follow-up to that was, well, how many people have you actually gone out and engaged to find out, who's unbanked, who needs to, be putting their money here? And I didn't really get an answer from that. And what I assumed is that because you are a big bank, a big name, you shouldn't have to do that. That's kind of the take that I got from it. But it is something that I know that myself, Councilor Tate, Councilor Clark, as well as even Representative Mayor Moore are actively looking into, and trying to figure out what is exactly going on and what can be done to support the North Birmingham neighborhood. So that's on that end. As far as the beautification of the park, I would love to get out there with you. Like, I would love for myself and several other residents in the area to get out there and do exactly, everything that we can to beautify. I know that I have a meeting with the director of Parks and Rec this week, as a matter of fact. And so that's definitely something that I'm going to bring up. I was also told that, there are going to be flowers planted out there. So that's something that we can look forward to. I'm curious, like with Patton Park, do we know how deep it is? And the reason I ask is because that one's not that deep. Okay. And the reason I ask is because I know not too long ago when I did get a chance to go and walk around the park, there were certain spots where I was seeing like debris and trash and, different things inside of the lake. And I wouldn't be opposed to putting on like a wetsuit and, jumping out there myself. And you said, don't do that. That's not safe. Okay. All right. Nah, I think it would be, an awesome experience to just get out there and clean that stuff up. Because like Ms. Tammy said, we want it to look good for the people that come to visit our city. And that's not something that we want them to leave thinking about. Like, man, they had all kinds of things in there. So, yeah, that's all I had.
Thank you so much, Ms. Abbott.
Well, I was going to tell you that I have a wetsuit that you can borrow. It's left over from my scuba diving days, but I don't think it'll fit. Probably won't fit me anymore. But I wanted to say to Ms. Smith, thank you for your constant advocacy for your community. I mean, we all know that you are the one who is out there, shaking the trees and bushes, trying to make something fall out that's good. In fact, I wish you'd come to my neighborhood. We have tons and tons of mattresses and box springs all over the neighborhood. We're the number one neighborhood for mattresses. But I wanted to say about the parks and restrooms that some cities actually build really nice shelters for portalets and then just come and plug a portalet in. Of course, they have somebody come and clean it out too. But for parks that don't have restrooms or where we have a lot of problems with vandalism, I know in George Ward Park, when we got the new restroom building, we were so excited, and within a month, vandals came and broke all of the toilet fixtures with, I don't know what they used, sledgehammers, I guess, and destroyed the restroom. And it was brand new. So then the doors were always locked after that, well, obviously. But so, maybe the portalet idea is not, like the greatest idea, but they built nice shelters for them so that they plugged them in and it made it look nicer than a regular portalet. So that's just a thought too, if we have places that don't have any restrooms. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Abbott. And I just want to echo everything that has already been shared about Ms. Smith. We appreciate you for when this makes the process work and worthwhile to me when a citizen comes up and actually has questions and they're seeking information. So we thank you, and I appreciate you. If advocacy for your neighborhood was a picture, you would definitely be it. So thank you very much. We appreciate you. All right. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. I just wanted to mention something while we have an esteemed member of the park board in our midst. In a lot of other cities, I've noticed in their public restrooms that they have an automatic door. So you go in and it gives you a certain amount of time, and then it starts beeping, and then it opens, and it remains open after, some sort of reasonable amount of time to use the restroom. I don't know what that is. And anyway, it seems to work well in other cities, so maybe if that's something that the park board could consider with other things like the app, it would be worthwhile into looking into.
Thank you. Council Pro Tem, did you have something? Good. Okay. Thank you very much. Next speaker, please.
John Jackson.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson. If you'll give us your address, and I believe you're here to speak to an item.
Yes, my name is John Jackson. My address is 235 85th Street North, Birmingham, Alabama, 35206. I'd like to say good morning to everybody.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson. You have 3 minutes. So
thank you so much.
You.
To Mr. Mayor, congratulations on your second term as mayor. I'd like to congratulate you on having the World Games, which will be right here in Birmingham in just a matter of days. To the City Council, thank you for doing your part. Mr. Mayor, I know you can't do everything to stop all the killings that's going on in Birmingham. I say this because I know if you would, you could. You would have done it by now. Mr. Mayor, there is one thing I know you have the power to do. And it's simple as giving your okay. I've seen all the good things that have gone on today and all the things that have passed a resolution, which is wonderful. I know you have the power to fix this because I've heard from Congress. This matter is, I have raw sewage running under my house. Raw sewage running underneath my house. This is something that all you ladies on the council, I know you're familiar with because I have a wife and I hear it every day. Mr. Mayor, this is unacceptable. I mean, this goes on in the rural areas. This goes on where people don't have access to the sewer system or pay a water bill. This is an infrastructure issue. And I see where you were awarded $148 million for infrastructure. $148 million. My family is suffering. Here's what's happening at my home. I can't use my air conditioner. I can't use my heat unit. Why, you ask? It's because when my central unit comes on, it sucks air from the attic and goes through the ducts and comes out the vent. And can you imagine the stench that goes on when that happens? So I can't do it. I wound up having to cover all my vents up in my house. I can't use my washing machine. Because if I turn the water on, then all the water is going under the house. smell is relentless. I hear how you and the planning committee are going to spend the surplus money that we have in the city. When you have citizens that's suffering the way I am, it just saddens me. So what I did, I talked to Mr. Randy Cornelius. He said he couldn't do much. So what I did, I went on my own. I went, called Roto-Rooter out, and I asked them to give me an estimate to get this problem fixed. I bought my house in 1994. It's been there since. Now, Roto-Rooter told me they could fix it, and it would only be $38,000 to fix it. My house has never been on a septic tank. I've never had anything to get me the connection to the main hole. The main hole is 145 feet from my house. It's across the street. All we have to do, and you have the power to do this, Mr. Mayor, is to send help to our families. I've seen all the good things that were done today. Please let me be in that manner.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson.
My time's up.
Yes, sir. We do appreciate you bringing this to the attention of the council. I know you addressed the mayor, but we appreciate you bringing this to the council. If the mayor would like to address it, this is a county issue for Jefferson County. And so what we could do, I'm not sure if your address, what district do you live in?
He's in District 4.
District 4?
Northeast Lit.
So if you would speak with Councilor Moore, and we would give you the assistance and giving you the right agencies to work with to remedy this for you. And so we're very happy that you brought this to our attention, and we want to assist you with it. But what you're describing, it sounds like a county issue. And so what we want to do is get you in touch with the proper agencies over at the county.
Can I respond to that? Can I respond to what you just said?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is a county issue, but the county is telling me that they bought this property from the city, and it was a problem when the city sold it to them. So therefore...
And that's a much huge issue, and I appreciate that. And what we will, though, is work with you through Councilor Moore's office. I didn't know, Mayor Whiffen, do you have any other departments here with the city that might assist Mr. Jackson?
Madam President, Council, thank you all briefly, because I know you have a process when the public speaks. I do want to thank Mr. Jackson for being here this morning. I want to acknowledge that it's important that when people speak, you look for the value in what they're saying.
Yes.
It comes down to please or thank you. Mr. Jackson is saying please help.
Please.
I think in that vein, he's spoken to community development as well as public works. In community development, he's not only spoken to Mr. Hatcher, who's provided a path one time, they've spoken this morning in person. I think post this meeting, our team will continue to speak with him. I think that includes Alice Williams. And then we will continue to engage the county as well, where I think they have the actual wherewithal and the solutions in. But I do appreciate you, Mr. Jackson, and my team will continue to engage you before you leave.
Thank you so much.
Thank you also, Mr. Jackson. We appreciate you bringing this type issue to the council where we can assist residents. And like you said, I appreciate the way that you came up this morning and you asked for this assistance. And so we will work with you to help you to provide that assistance. I know you want your home to be one that's livable and one that we don't want your wife complaining, and we don't want you to have to complain. And so we'll do our best to help you. Thank you.
So much.
Thank you. Thank you, councilors. I believe that ends our speakers list, Mr. Clerk. All right, thank you. At this time, councilors, we will have an opportunity to entertain your comments. Councilor Clark, do you have any comments for District 8?
Yes. Thank you, Madam President. So in terms of neighborhood meetings, we normally have 2 neighborhood meetings this evening, but the regularly scheduled Fairview neighborhood meeting has been canceled for tonight. The Thomas neighborhood will be meeting in person at the Mount Hebron Baptist Church at 6 p.m. That's at 503 5th Street, Thomas. Please remember to wear your masks. District 8 continues with Be Litter Free this Saturday with a cleanup in the Bush Hills neighborhood. You can join us at the Alma Dennis Park bright and early at 8:30 a.m. for registration, with the cleanup starting at 9. Birmingham Parks and Rec invites preschool and senior citizen groups to McLendon Park, which is the Legion Field location, for an Easter egg hunt called Bridging the Gap. There will be an egg hunt, giveaways, free refreshments, and more. It's all free, and the fun starts hopping at exactly 10 a.m. and lasts to 12:30. So that is on Thursday, April 14th, from 10 a.m. to 12:30. And for more information or to register your senior citizens group, you can call Lisa at 205-919-2686. Also, the Parks and Recreation Department needs you and people you know. In order to open and operate 8 city pools this summer, they need to hire more than 32 lifeguards. They must be 16 years of age or older. If you or someone you know would like to be a lifeguard in our city pools this summer, you can call Ron Hicks at 205-254-2403. And finally, just want to alert everyone to the Black Warrior River Keepers fundraiser. And they are partners with several council districts on cleanup initiatives, and they'll partner with anyone who wants to keep litter out of our streams and watershed. So their fundraiser is going to be Saturday, April 16th, 2022, from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. A rock band called Earthbound will headline, and it's their band's annual outdoor concert. This is at Avondale Brewery, which is at 21 41st Street South in Avondale. And it does benefit Black Warrior Riverkeeper, a nonprofit clean water advocacy organization protecting Alabama's Black Warrior Rivershed. And it's a family-friendly outdoor event open to pets and people of all ages, although guests under 21 must be accompanied by a parent or guardian. There's a suggested $5 donation that goes directly to support the Black Warrior Riverkeepers, and as well as beer, proceeds from merchandise, art, beer, and food trucks. All right, so this is happening on Earth Day, and this is a long announcement, but anyway. The event's lead sponsor in 2022 is Skates 280. So this event is celebrating Earth Day, the 50th anniversary of the Clean Water Act, and the 20th anniversary of the Black Warrior Riverkeeper. So please come out and support on April 16th from 2 to 8 at Avondale Brewery. That concludes my remarks. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilor Clark. Councilor Moore.
Yes, I just have a video, and we can play it at the end of the council meeting.
Thank you so much. Councilor Woods.
Am I sorry?
Real quick, just wanted to shout out everybody who came out on Saturday to the Be Litter Free event. We actually were at East Pinson Valley Rec and cleaned up the park, and also got the garden beds ready for the spring planting. And so seemed like we had a few more master gardeners show up since last year. So I'm taking a back seat on that one. But yeah, we grew a lot of great vegetables and fruits last year, and so looking forward to it again this year. Spring Lake neighborhood will meet this Thursday at 6:30 p.m. They'll be in person at Huffman High School, and also via Zoom. Echo Highlands Neighborhood Association meets Thursday as well at 7 p.m. via Zoom, and the Roebuck Neighborhood Association meets next Monday on the 11th at 6:30 at the East Police Precinct. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Woods. Councilor Tate.
Thank you, Madam President. Wylam Neighborhood meeting is tonight at 6 p.m. The phone number to call in is 720-740-9863. The access code is 6589380. And the Cipico Family Neighborhood meets tonight at 5:30. That's via conference line, and the phone number is 952-206-4918. The access code is 223418. Also, this Saturday, we will continue to be litter-free as well. Wylam Neighborhood Cleanup will be Saturday, April the 9th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. The meetup time is 9:30 at the Wylam Ballpark on Buffalo Street. And Public Safety Committee meeting will be Tuesday, April the 12th at 1 p.m. in the City Council chamber. You can submit your final information to Brandon McCray by Thursday, April the 7th at 1 a.m. And Madam President, I do have one thing that I want to send my condolences to the family in your area that lost their loved ones to another senseless crime. And so just really hoping that, all of us could continue to work collectively and have these conversations, how we can, move our city in a safe manner. Because as I stated, we didn't get here overnight, and we definitely are not going to, get out this situation. But it's just super important that we all play our part, because the police cannot do this by themselves. Everybody that live in, these communities have to stand up, step up, and say something. So I just want to extend my condolences to the family in your district.
Thank you very much, Counselor, and I know that the family as well as the residents in the Hillman area, we appreciate that sympathy and echo your sentiments and how this is an issue that plagues our community, and so we want to do everything we can. Thank you very much. Counselor Abbott.
Thank you, Madam President. First, I wanted to thank the mayor and his team for getting C-Click Fix up and running. I've just been having so much fun with that. Yeah. And, it really is cool to be able to send the photographs and all the information and know that somebody's going to actually do something. So I want to say thank you for that. And redistricting, I wanted to ask, I know at the meeting we said people had 3 more weeks to make comments from the site, but what's the cutoff date?
The vote we took, and I know it was very loud as we were trying to make that vote, but we said we would come back 3 weeks from the meeting on the 19th. Okay. And so that is our
So
date.
people can
continue, yes.
Continue
the site,
until the night.
The landing page is still up, and we're taking those comments, yes.
Because at last night's neighborhood meeting, Glen Iris neighborhood meeting, somebody asked me what the cutoff date was, and I was embarrassed because I didn't know what it was.
Okay.
I said, well, it was 3 weeks from the public hearing, but I didn't know if that was true, so I didn't say it.
Yes.
The Spring Into Wellness Health Fair was Saturday at Legion Field, and I am so glad I went, because Dr. Fuad is so enthusiastic about getting health information out to people who don't have it, which is basically, and getting health services out to people who don't have access. And I was just very impressed. I finally got to go in one of the mobile grocery stores and buy some fruits and vegetables. I mean, they'll sell them to anybody, so you just come by with your money and everything's fine. And if you have SNAP or
EBT.
Yeah, the children's and WIC cards, you can just use them. But anyway, it was really neat, all of the services that they had there at that health fair, and I hope they have some more in Birmingham, because when I got there weren't all that many residents, and I think maybe they were afraid it was going to rain, because it did look really cloudy. But it never rained, and it was really worthwhile, and certainly if I was a person who didn't have any access to health care, I would be really excited. They were doing complete blood work for people, helping to find if they had problems, and then helping them to get help if they did. So I was very impressed with Dr. Fuad, and of course that's her baby. She wants to get everybody in Alabama healthy, and she said their goal was to, bring us up from the bottom of the stack where we almost always are. And, we really do want to accomplish that. It's terrible being last. Tonight, the Forest Park South Avondale neighborhood meets at 6:30 at the Avondale Library. And Sam Frazier will be there to receive his certificate of appreciation from the city for all of his many years of service, design review, and everything else that he's done. So he will be at the neighborhood meeting tonight unless something has happened with the rainstorm or something. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Abbott. Mr. Williams.
Thank you, Madam President. Overton neighborhood will be meeting today at 6 o'clock, and Eastwood neighborhood will be meeting this Thursday, the 7th, at 6:30 p.m., and those are all the announcements I have.
Thank you very much. Dr. O'Quinn.
Thank you, Madam President. I did want to bring up an issue that I'm hearing about from constituents. As many of you know, Spire is doing a major infrastructure project up there, and they're replacing the gas meters, but the residents are, without any notice, having their gas cut off to replace those meters. So they're waking up in the morning, getting ready to prepare breakfast, and they can't light the stove, or coming home from work, getting ready to prepare dinner, and same thing, and not being, provided any kind of heads up or timeline of that. So, I know that's kind of in the purview of the Utilities Committee, but I don't know, if our PEP department is providing permitting for that project, but somehow or another we need to communicate to Spire that this is a major inconvenience for the people who are in that situation, and just having a couple of days advance notice at minimum would at least allow people to prepare for having their gas shut off and make other arrangements. So whoever can help in that regard, I would appreciate it if you could tell them about that. Specifically, the northern part of Fountain Heights is where this complaint is coming from. Also, while we have all the chiefs here, I wanted to ask, with City Walk nearing completion, and it's looking great, by the way, I haven't heard any follow-up as to how that space is going to be managed. There was some talk about the convention center providing management and staffing of City Walk, but did we ever reach any sort of conclusion to that?
So we haven't, Counselor. Very good question. And our VDOT team, James Fowler, they're literally in weekly discussions with both ALDOT and BJCC leadership about how that space will be both managed and how we'll communicate that. So we can provide updates to this point on how those discussions have moved, and then make sure that you and the council stays in the loop on the developing conversations. But that literally is a weekly conversation.
Yeah. We're really good at making, spectacular parks, but there's, we tend to build them, and then that's the end of it until they fall apart, and we have to make another big investment. Councilor Abbott is particularly aware of that state of affairs. So anyway, all right. So in the way of announcements. If you live in Druid Hills, Fountain Heights, Evergreen, or Norwood, please be aware that there is a program called Protecting Good, which is a joint program of the State Department of Insurance and the City of Birmingham that provides for roofing repairs. And they're currently taking applications from those north side neighborhoods, Druid Hills, Fountain Heights, Evergreen, and Norwood. If you are interested, please contact my office at 205-254-10 2679. The Transportation Committee will meet on Monday, April 11th at 2 p.m. here in the council chambers. Items can be submitted to the agenda by contacting Kimberly Phillips at kimberly.phillips@birminghamal.gov. And then next Monday, both Gate City and Oak Ridge Park will have their respective neighborhood association meetings. Gate City meets at 11 a.m. Via conference call. Please contact my office if you need that information. And Oak Ridge Park will meet at 6 p.m. at New Community Baptist Church, located at 6853 6th Court South. And that concludes my announcements. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And Dr. O'Quinn, I will contact as part of the Utilities Committee. We have President Hampton, who's president of Spire, as well as the VP on speed dial. So they'll certainly be getting a call today regarding that, because that is a terrible inconvenience to our residents. And I would like to ask that they fall in line with some of our other utilities who are very good about informing residents of disruptions like this and making them prepared. So we'll follow up with that. And I don't know, from a PEP standing, they pull permits, and if there's anything we can do to just foster that communication.
Yes, ma'am. We made a note of that, Counselor. We've had some similar concerns already elevated to us.
Thank you.
We'll follow up with you on that.
Certainly be sure to address that. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. Councilor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Madam President. We have Oakwood Place Neighborhood Meeting. They will meet today at Harrison Park Recreation Center at 4 p.m. I know we have a redistricting meeting, but hopefully we can make it. The Mason City Neighborhood will meet today at 4:30 p.m. via teleconference. The call-in number is 712-770-8017, and the code is 843426. The North Titusville Neighborhood will meet tomorrow at Memorial Park Recreation Center at 5 p.m. The next Budget and Finance meeting will be this Monday, April 11th at 3:30 p.m. here in the chambers. Submissions are due tomorrow by noon. Submissions received after noon will be placed on the next Budget and Finance agenda. Email submissions to LaQuia Wilson and AJ Gray. This Saturday, I am very excited. We've been working on this a long time. This is Titusville Work Day, so it'll be myself, Blight Free Birmingham, Sunrise Rotary, UAB Health Smart, who else is on here? TDC, and we're engaging the whole community to clean up, and the Boy Scouts, clean up the community, hey guys, and enhance existing green spaces on Saturday at 9. We will meet at St. Mark CME Church, that's at 316 Iota Avenue South. There's a lot going on Saturday. The second annual Holy Family Food Truck Festival will be on Saturday from 11 to 4 at Holy Family Campus at 1832 Centerway South, 35205. Also, Madam President and I will be at Brenda Brown Bosom Buddies Pink Hat Tie Luncheon at the Arlington House this Saturday from 12 to 2. I think, Madam President, you're giving greetings, right?
Yes.
Also, speaking of UAB Mobile Wellness, and they were out there at the wellness fair at Legion Field, which is pretty cool because Council Woods and I saw they do everything. They check your blood pressure. If you need lab work, you do there. It's a one-stop shop, and they will be there at the Titusville Library doing a senior resource day tomorrow from 10 to 12. Also, the Titusville Library will have a community food giveaway on Thursday from 10 to 2. Also, today is currently going on now. Titusville Senior Center is reopening, which is great. I know a lot of my senior residents were asking for a facility. It started at 9 and it'll close at about 1 today. It's located at 401 Omega Street, 35205. And then lastly, on Sunday, we'll play the video after council meeting. I went by the World Games, us, the City of Birmingham, and Auburn School of Architecture. They started constructing the little tiny homes for the World Games. It was beautiful to see that, y'all. It looks amazing. You can put a bed in there. You can put shelves in there. They have constructed the home, so if it's raining, they won't get wet. They'll have ventilation. They have little spaces on the floor so they can be able to breathe. So it's really cool. So I'll let you guys know about the next time they'll have something so you guys can see in person.
Where is that?
So this will be the tiny homes. They'll be behind Faith Chapel during the World Games, but they had just started the first 2 homes. But when the next time they start constructing homes, I'll let you guys see it so you guys can know about it, because I think I got the email like the day before. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Madam Pro Tem. I believe Ms. Tate had one other announcement she wanted to make.
Thank you, Madam President. The 2022 Spring Plant Sale in person at the Birmingham Botanical Gardens is hosted by the Friends of Birmingham Botanical Garden. Is for member priority shopping. It's Friday, April the 8th, 2022 at 10 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and open to the public Saturday, April the 9th from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. So it's their annual spring plant sale. So y'all, green thumbs, go out and get you some plants.
Thank you, Madam Pro Tem. Thank you.
Oh, I forgot one more thing for District 6 residents. We have our newsletter out. So you guys go to your recreation centers, libraries, gas stations. The Piggly Wiggly will have it out there. Also, if you're on our email list, you got a digital newsletter as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Great to keep our residents informed. Just announcements for District 7. I do want to thank those counselors that went out to Legion Field. We know how promoting good health and healthy options and just, again, having some of the opportunity that they had to get health screening was very important. So, and I also am excited that that mobile wellness van, I know it's been in District 6 already, and we plan to have that out in District 7 at Wiggins Park in a few weeks. So we want to help to get those options out to our residents. As far as neighborhood meetings, the Oakwood Place Neighborhood Association, as already has been stated, meets today, April 5th at 4 p.m. at Harrison Park Community Center. Meetings prior to our next council meeting, we have the Powderly Neighborhood Association meets on Monday, April 11th at 4. The Oxmoor Valley Neighborhood Association meets Monday, April 11th at 6. That's in person at the Oxmoor Valley Community Center. And then West End Manor meets Monday, April 11th at 6 p.m. and they meet in person at the New Hope Baptist Church. We do have a redistricting committee meeting today at 3 p.m. It also includes a special call committee of the whole meeting if other councilors want to join us. That is at 3 p.m. today. It may have been advertised as in rooms D and E, but we're planning for it to be held in the council chamber unless there is someone else that's already meeting in here, but that's at 3 p.m. today. And as Mrs. Abbott has said, we just update you, and that's what today's meeting is for, just to update the public on where we are with the process so far. We want to thank those residents that came out to the public hearing last week on Tuesday. We had more than 136 residents that signed in, and they did sign in by district. It wasn't a competition, but I do just want to let you know that District 7 and 8 did have some of the largest participation, and that was in our western area. So I don't think that's indicative of anyone not being want to be present and aware of that. So we do thank those residents. So there'll be some updates given at the meeting today, and again, we are continuing to seek feedback from the public. So the landing page is open, and those sites that we've talked about before where the maps are available. I know that we had tried to copy the maps, and they don't copy well on 8.5 by 11 or 11 by 17. So I do encourage you, we do have the maps here at City Hall, at the Central Library, and then we have the 4 regional branch libraries that those are open to the public for those review. I don't have any other comments or suggestions at this time. I would like to call for a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye. Thank you. Meeting is adjourned.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. We're out here actually in Woodlawn with the Auburn School of Architecture, and they're architects as well. They're helping out with Project Compassion, and so that's the pilot program that's with the World Games and the City of Birmingham to help build these little tiny homes for the homeless in the World Games. That's the second prototype.
Well, there's going to be several street residents that are going to be displaced due to the security around the World Games, and so they're giving them options as to where they can stay and what they can stay in during that time.
We're also talking about drilling holes in that and putting the screen behind it. Yeah. And then this is off the side here. Pull that off the side so leaves the gap. We'll between that. Yeah. And then what happens is, that gets pilot there. Yeah. It causes the air to rise and pull out.
Giving them a place to have air, a place where they have food and be able to do laundry and get wraparound services. I think this is a great thing. When I came to Kathy Boswell, I asked them what they're doing, and she presented this, and I was on board. So I'm happy to be a part of this.
The way they have them laid out so that they will be able to sort of support one another in more of like a 4 or 5 kind of range setting. That's what they're going to do.
They're going to be behind Faith Chapel, which is in District 9, which is really great, and all the services will be right there where the tiny homes are.
And for more from the Birmingham City Council, follow along with us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Stay safe, Birmingham.
Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Councilman J.T. Moore with your weekly announcements. But before I get started with the weekly announcements, I'm here in the heart of Woodlawn at Bell's Restaurant, one of my favorite places to get something to eat. If you have not been here, listen, I encourage you, make sure that you stop by here, get you something good to eat. They have great customer service. Mr. Tony Bells and his team do an awesome job at serving the community and really just being a staple here in the Woodlawn neighborhood. So make sure you come check it out and get you something to eat. Now on to the business of things. For neighborhood association meetings this week, please make sure you check out the landing page for District 4. It has all of the neighborhood association meeting dates, times, phone numbers of the neighborhood association officers, as well as any other information that you need concerning neighborhood association meetings. If you have not already, please make sure you call your president to find out how you can join, how you can get involved, and how you can add value in your neighborhood. Are you or anyone you know interested in higher education? Well, on April 6th from 10 to 12 at the Woodlawn Library, there will be an opportunity for adults seeking their GED. UAB Educational Opportunity Center will be there to help with GED assistance, college or trade school application assistance, as well as financial aid and scholarship guidance. For more information, call 205-595-2001. Finally, if you and your family are looking for a cool educational activity to participate in, I got the perfect thing for you. The Fight for Rights Tour is a great way to see and learn about the rich civil history here in the city of Birmingham. You even get a chance to learn about Reverend Fred Shuttlesworth, Bethel Baptist Church, and so many other people who made a difference here in the city of Birmingham. To learn more information about it, please go to redclaytourism.com. Again, that's redclaytourism.com to book your tour. And that's it for the weekly announcements. Thank you all, and y'all have a great week, Birmingham.
The reality is the majority of Birmingham is mostly black and brown, and so I think it's important for our black and brown kids to see other people that look like them saying, hey, like, you can play football, hey, you can do other things, you can be in sports, you can have great character development, and making sure we give our kids things to do instead of being in the street. Thank you. I just want to show support from the Birmingham City Council. I actually brought them some chips and some water. I don't think I have enough. That's a great thing about it.
There we go, there we go. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
More or less two teams and two teams with their staffs and with their players do each plan.
For all the kids that are out here, this is a big success. We want to make sure we embrace the USFL and the community does. I'm really happy that they're able to give back to all these beautiful young kids.
Are you ready? Ready! To play, to play, to play, to play ball. Play, 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 to play ball. Young men, are you ready? Ready! Young men, are you ready? Ready! To play some football. To play, to play, to play football.
Good morning, District 6. This is Crystal Smitherman, your city councilor. We're out here in Woodland Park neighborhood, my home neighborhood. We have some family, some friends, neighborhood officers, just a lot of great people out here. This is a part of the cleanliness campaign, Keep D6 Beautiful. We're still working, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.